Welcome back for part 4 of the Jahanara shawl or wrap. Starting with round 50, we want to use our main color. We are going to be starting in the last double crochet of a row from last round, the end of part 3, just before the long side. So we're going to be starting working down the long side again. Now you will see I don't have as many rows as you've made. I'm just making a smaller sample as that is easier for the video for you. So you will have several more rows of these clusters and V-stitches than I do. So we make a double crochet in this last double crochet of the row, last row from last round or last part. So double crochet, we want to also put a stitch marker in that double crochet as that represents our new corner. So what we want to do is make 2 double crochet around each of the posts of our double crochet from last round. And you'll place 2 double crochet around the post of each of those double crochet on the edge of each row. So working on the side edges of our rows, we will be making 2 double crochet around each of the posts of those double crochet. Continue to work these 2 double crochet. We did around the first stitch there and the next 13, so a total of 14 rows that we worked last round with those 2 double crochet should give you 28 double crochet plus this corner double crochet. And then we want to place another double crochet in this corner stitch where we already have a double crochet. And then we will double crochet in each of the next 97 stitches of round 35. So we'll work those 97 double crochet across this long side. And then I will meet you at this point here where we meet those rows from the end of part 3. So as you've worked your way down the long side, those 97 double crochet, you will again want to put a double crochet in that corner stitch where we already made a double crochet with our first row going along the short end, and then 2 double crochet along each of those 14 rows around the posts of those double crochets. And then again, you will put a double crochet in that top or that first stitch at the end of the row as our new corner stitch, marking that. And then we will turn to work down the short end. So we want to place a double crochet in that same stitch as we just made that corner stitch, and in each of the next 3 stitches. And then as we work down the short end, we will place 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space. We're skipping the clusters. We will work 3 double crochet in the chain space between those clusters. So 1, 2, 3 double crochet in that chain space. Skip the cluster. In the next space, we'll do 2 double crochet. And we're skipping the double crochet of the V-stitch, but placing 1 double crochet in the chain space between those. So 2 double crochet in the chain 2 spaces, 3 double crochet in the space between the clusters, 1 double crochet in the space between the V-stitch. So you'll repeat that down the short side. 2 in the chain 2 space, 3 double crochet between the clusters, 2 in the chain space, one between the double crochet of the V-stitch. So working the end of the short side, I have 3 double crochet in the space of that final cluster set, 2 double crochet in the next space, and then we will double crochet in each of the remaining 4 stitches. So those 3 double crochet, and then in the corner stitch. Now I'm at my final short side, so I already have my starting double crochet there. So on the short side you will have 2 double crochet in that same stitch at the edge. So we'll end the short side with 4 double crochet, and then when you're at the final side we will just join to our starting stitch then and fasten off. Round 51, off-white is a suggested color. We'll start in the corner stitch of just before alongside, and we're going to be working back post double crochet around every stitch of this round. So you yarn over, insert your hook from the back around the post of that corner double crochet to pull up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2 twice for that back post double crochet. And in the corner one, we're going to chain 2 and work a second back post double around that same stitch. And then I'll remove my marker now. For the double crochet, chain 2 double crochet. You can disregard this marker. And then working down the side, we're going to back post double around each of those 155 double crochet. So just back post double around every stitch on all 4 sides, and in that corner double crochet or around that corner double crochet we will make a double crochet, chain 2 double crochet. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, joining to our starting stitch and fasten off at the end of this round. Long sides we will have 157 stitches and the short side 81 stitches with the chain 2 in the corners. Round 52, using zinc green as the suggested color, we will double crochet, chain 2 double crochet in a corner space before a long side. And then again as last round, we are going to be working back post double crochet around every stitch down the side, both the long sides and the short sides, working those double crochet, chain 2 double crochet in each corner. When you've worked all around, you will join to our starting stitch and fasten off. Each side, or the long side, will have 159 stitches, 83 stitches on the short side with the chain 2 in the corners. Round 53, the suggested color is purple. We are going to work in the corner chain 2 space, a 2 double crochet cluster, yarn over, pick up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 for that first cluster. Chain 1, make another 2 double crochet cluster in that same corner space, chain 2, 2 double crochet cluster in the same space, chain 1, and one last 2 double crochet cluster in that same corner space. So 4 clusters, chain 1 in between the first 2, chain 2 between 2 and 3, and chain 1 between 3 and 4. We're going to skip the first stitch, which is the hidden stitch, and these clusters will cover that up, so make sure that's the one that we're skipping, the very first stitch, single crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 1, 2 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 2 double crochet cluster in that same stitch. We'll skip a stitch, single crochet in 4, skip a stitch, 2 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 2 double crochet cluster. So we have worked the repeat 2 times now. So starting with that skip 1, single crochet in 4, it will be a total of 22 times down this long side, and I will meet you at the end of those 22 repeats. So as you've worked your way down the side, you will have those 22 repeats, and after this last set of 2 double crochet clusters, we will skip 1 and single crochet in those last 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochet. When we should have reached the corner where we will work those corner sets of the 2 double crochet cluster, chain 1, 2 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 2 double crochet cluster, chain 1, and 1 more 2 double crochet cluster, all in that corner space. Then we're ready to work down the short side, where you will skip 1 stitch, that hidden stitch, single crochet in the 4 stitches, 3 and 4, skip a stitch, and then work that 2 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 2 double crochet cluster, and you will repeat that for a total of 11 times down this short side. So you can go ahead and work this repeat down the short side, remembering to work those sets of clusters in the corner, and work all the way around. And once you've worked around, you can join to our starting stitch to end this round. So the long side will have 22 of those clusters with the chain 2 in between, and 2 of the clusters with the chain 1, 92 single crochet. The short side has a 48 single crochet with 11 of the clusters with the chain 2 in between, and 2 of the clusters with chain 1 in between. Round 54 suggests color red. We will start in a corner. We will double crochet, chain 1 6 times. So that's in the chain 2 space. We'll have the 2 sets of clusters on either side of that chain 2 space. And we'll start with a double crochet, chain 1, 6 times in that corner space. So I have 2, 3, 4, oops, I forgot the chain 1, 5, and 6 double crochet, chain 1, and we'll add 1 more double crochet in that same space. So the corners will have 7 double crochet with chain 1 in between. So we're going to skip 4 stitches, which are the 2 clusters plus that chain 1 in between and the first single crochet. Around the second single crochet, we'll place a front post double, and around the third single crochet, we'll place another front post double. And then in the space between the clusters, we will make 3 double crochet clusters. Chain 1, and we'll do 3 times. So this is my second 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1, make a third 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1, and then we need to add one more. You might have to squish those together a bit to give space for you to add one more 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, we'll skip the cluster and the next single crochet, front post double around each of these next 2 single crochets. So it'll be the second and third single crochet each time that we place a front post double around each of those. And then work those 4 3 double crochet clusters with the chain 1 in between. And so on. So you want to do that repeat a total of 22 times down the side, and I'll meet you after that. So if you're finding it difficult to fit all of these clusters in that space, you may need to think about it as a long cluster. So you need to pull that first loop up a little bit farther than normal, especially on the last one. But the longer loop gives you more freedom to push it over, and it will also overlap the cluster from the round below a little bit more. So if you're having a tough time fitting it in, you can just loosen up that first pull through loop, and that'll help fit those clusters into that space. So as you've worked your way down the side and you've made those 22 repeats ending with those clusters there, you will also work a front post double crochet around the middle 2, the second and the third of those single crochet before the corner. And then we will work into that corner chain 2 space with those 6 double crochet chain 1, that's 3, 4, 5, and 6 double crochet followed by chain 1 each time, and 1 more double crochet in that corner space. Then ready to work in the same way down the short side where we skip those first few stitches, make a front post double around the second and third single crochet in that set of 4 single crochet, and ready to work our 3 double crochet cluster sets in each of those spaces in between the 2 double crochet clusters from last round. So on the short side, you will repeat that 11 times down the side, working your corners as we have, and then repeating a long side and a short side. So you can work your way around, joining to our starting stitch and fastening off at the end of this round. Round 55, suggested colors off-white. We'll be working in both rounds 53 and 54. We want to start with a front post treble on round 53 around the first of the two double crochet clusters. So I've yarned over twice, inserted my hook from the front around the back of that cluster back to the front to pull my loop through, yarn over, pull through 2 3 times for a front post treble, and we'll work a second front post treble around the next cluster. And then we'll work a back post double crochet around each of the first 4 double crochet from round 54. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 back post double crochet. Chain 2, and we'll work a second back post double around the last one, that 4th one that we just worked around. and then back post double around each of the next 3 doubles in round 54. Front post treble around each of the two double crochet clusters on round 53. So front post treble around the first one past the corner of that round, and front post treble around the second of those corner clusters of round 53. Then we want to back post double around these 2 front post double from last round. Then around these clusters we will make a front post double, chain 1, and we'll skip the chain, front post double around each of these clusters with the chain 1 in between. Try that last one again. So on this last front post double we will not work the chain 1. So back post double around each of those front post stitches, front post double around each of the clusters with a chain 1 in between, and so on. So making sure you work around all 4 of the clusters, chain 1 in between, back post double around the front post stitches. When you worked your way down the side and you've worked those front post doubles around each of that last set of clusters with the chain 1 in between, we will do back post double around these 2 front post stitches before the corner. Then we've reached the corner, we're going to work that front post treble around each of these first 2 clusters from row 53. And back post double around the first 4 of those corner double crochet on round 54. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then remembering on this one we chain 2 and work a second back post double to form our new corner. And then you would continue with 3 more back post doubles and then start our sets of those back post double on the front post stitches and front post double around the clusters. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, joining to our starting stitch to end this round. Rounds 56 and 57 we will be using the same color, dark saffron is suggested, starting in a corner before a long side. We will make 3 half double crochet in that corner stitch. 1, 2, and 3 half double crochet, and a back post double around each of the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 back post double crochet. Then we're going to work in the back loop only of all the stitches down the side and make half double crochet. So back loop only, half double crochet in each stitch down the side. Okay, and that includes in each of the chain spaces we want to make a back loop only half double crochet. So not in the actual space, but working through that back loop of the chain, we will place a half double crochet as well. So on the long side, you should have 200 half double crochet, and on each of the short side, it should be 101 half double crochet. So you can go ahead and work that down the side, and I'll meet you at the next corner. As you work your way towards the end of a side, you will have the half double crochets in each of these front post stitches and chains. You will want to make sure you half double crochet in each of those 2 post stitches. And then I went too far there. And then when you reach these 2 front post trebles we did, we want to be working back post double crochet around those 2 and the remaining 4 sides, or 4 stitches on the side. So you'll have those 6 back post double crochet to end the side just as we began it. Now I showed you my final side, so then I would just join to my starting stitch to end this round. Remember, we will not fasten off as we're continuing with the same color. So round 57, this is our final round for this part. We'll slip stitch to the next stitch, which is the middle half double crochet. And you can either start with a starting half double crochet or chain 2 to count as a half double crochet, and work 2 more half doubles into that same stitch. So we have 3 half double crochet in our corner stitch to start round 57. We'll place a half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 half double crochet. We're going to make a half double crochet 2 together, so we'll yarn over, insert into the next stitch to pull up a loop, skip 2 stitches, insert into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops for a half double crochet 2 together. And we'll place a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, all in this next stitch. Half double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2. So you'll repeat that down the side, which is half double crochet 2 together, half double crochet in 2, and so on. So as I'm finishing up the side, I've done my last repeat. So I have the half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and then half double crochet in the next 2. Then I'll insert in the next stitch. We're going to make a half double crochet 2 together. So we skip 2 stitches after we pull up a loop, insert in the next stitch, pull through the 4 for our half double crochet 2 together. And then placing a half double crochet in these last 6 stitches before the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the 6th stitch is where we joined the last round. Remember, we slip stitched over, so 6 stitches, and then joining to our starting stitch to finish off this round. The long side will have 213 stitches and the short side will have 114 stitches, and then we just count the 1 center half double crochet for our corner. I look forward to seeing your part 4s, and we will meet back here again next week for part 5.